So, hey guys, today we'll be talking about the immune system with reference to the episodes of Cells at Work. The characters in the anime represent the different cells working together inside our body. So basically, the characters represent the cells, the bacteria, and the viruses that come inside our body. So now I'll be talking about the 3 episodes that we were told to watch. Let's start with episode 1.
First, let us determine what is a pneumococcus. It is a pathogenic bacteria of the respiratory system. It is also a highly toxic germ that wields capsules that protect it from the host immune system.
So the type of immune defense visible in episode 1 is innate, internal, and external immune defense. Now let's talk about the cells involved. The red blood cell. The red blood cell transports oxygen throughout the body and carbon dioxide to the lungs through the circulatory system. White blood cells, specifically white blood cell. This white blood cell is a neutrophil. It destroys foreign substances that enter the body such as bacteria and viruses. Killer T cells. These cells recognize and destroy foreign substances such as virus-infected cells and cancer cells. These are deployed or activated through the help of the helper T cell.
Episode 10. Staphylococcus aureus.
Staphylococcus aureus is a round-shaped bacterium that is frequently found in the upper respiratory tract and on the skin. It wraps itself in fibrin to block attacks from the immune system of the body.
For episode 2, the type of immune defense used is innate internal immune defense. Now let's talk about the cells involved.
Now we have once again the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and the killer T cells. We also have the platelets, the monocytes, and macrophages.
Platelets. These are specialized blood cells that assemble to block the opening of a damaged blood vessel and stop the bleeding. Monocytes. Monocytes are the largest type of leukocyte or white blood cells. They can differentiate into macrophages and myeloid lineage dendritic cells.
Monocytes are produced in the bone marrow and reside in the bloodstream, but when they circulate outside the blood vessel, they become macrophages.
Macrophage. The macrophage catches and kills foreign substances like bacteria while determining antigens and information on immune responses. They also act as cleaners who remove debris such as dead cells and bacteria.
Episode 3. Influenza.
The influenza virus falls into 3 main categories, A, B, and C. These causes symptoms such as fevers over 100 degrees, headaches, joint pain, and muscle cramping. Type A influenza. Type A features numerous internal mutations and is prone to triggering epidemics on a global scale.
Episode 3 showed the adaptive immune defense. Now let's talk about the cells involved.
For the 3rd episode, we have the neutrophil, the killer T cells, the memory T cell, the B cell, the naive T cell which then turns into the effector T cell, the dendritic cell, the macrophages and monocytes, and also the helper T cell.
Memory T cells. Memory T cells are part of the killer T cells. They are equipped to attack again when an enemy reappears for the second time. B cells. The B cell is an antibody-producing cell. It is a type of lymphocyte that fights antigens such as bacteria and viruses. They produce weapons called antibodies. Naive T cell. The naive T cell is an immature T cell that has never encountered an antigen. The effector T cell. The effector T cell is a naive T cell after being activated. Dendritic cells. These cells process antigen material and present it on the cell surface to the T cells of the immune system. They act as messengers between the innate and the adaptive immune systems. The dendritic cell also has an ability to activate naive T cells. Helper T cells. Helper T cells are the most important cells in adaptive immunity, as they are required for almost all adaptive immune responses.
Due to the activities done by our immune system in battling these viruses, we often experience fever, chills, sneezing, decrease in appetite, and sweating.
So what is the difference between innate immunity and adaptive immunity? The innate immunity is the first line and second line of defense. For the first line of defense, we have the skin and the mucous membrane. For the second line of defense, we have the antimicrobial substances and the defensive cells. Innate immunity basically blocks invading microbes and destroys those that succeed in penetrating the body. Adaptive immunity, also known as acquired immunity, is the third line of defense. Here we have the T cells, the B cells, and antigen-presenting cells. The adaptive immunity is a more specialized immune response against invading microbes. It is acquired after birth through contact with pathogens during our lifetime. Why did it take a while for the immune system to defeat the virus? The immune response is how our body recognizes and defends itself against bacteria, viruses, and substances that may appear foreign and harmful. It takes a long time for the immune system to defeat viruses because the cellular immune response consists of three phases: the cognitive phase, the activation phase, and the effector phase. Interruptions in any of these steps result in significant cellular immune suppression. The next question is, how do cytotoxic or killer B cells differ from T cells?
Aside from the fact that B cells attack invaders outside the cell and T cells attack infected cells, these two cells still share a lot of differences, such as the B cell arises from the bone marrow while the T cell arises from the thymus. The B cell is formed by the division of plasma cells, while the T cell is formed by the division of lymphoblasts of killer, helper, or suppressor cells.
Our last task would be to trace the process of the development of adaptive immunity. Step 1. The monocytes eat the pathogen. Step 2. The monocytes reveal the part of the antigen on the cell surface. Step 3. The receptor on the helper T cell identifies the antigen. Step 4. The helper T cells divide and trigger signals. Step 5. The killer T cells become activated to attack a specific pathogen. Step 6. The B cells become activated and they produce antibodies. Step 7. Memory cells are produced in case of future infection. So that is all for today. Thank you for listening. So